This is not someone's backyard. See, look at all the footprints. The footprints of all these people are all people that are dead. What'd you say?
Who's Narnia?
We don't talk about that. Liam, you said this place is dope. Why don't we do a quick winter quick Syrian trap house winter montage?
Dude, you know what's might be a good idea? And I was thinking of doing this, but I had to vet this with you guys. I want to put a post on our Bellingham and be like, looking for a random guest to join our podcast, and we just get a random guest.
Oh yeah,
we give them weed.
We smoke with them, and then we bring them into our thing, and we'll make it kind of like a cult. Are you ready?
No.
Dope. All right, so you just skip on past this rock over here, and you look forward. For a little bit, you're gonna walk in a forward direction without going left or right. Basically, you just go and you go over that fence, and then you climb up that thing right there. And then you can smoke up there, read a book, jerk off.
Yo, do you remember the time Justin did DMT?
Oh, wait,
stop.
What the fuck is that?
Oh fuck, it's an Armenian gorilla, dude, man. Why the fuck are they everywhere, man?
Alright guys, we are live.
We are live. Syrian Trap House podcast number. No one cares.
Who cares?
Today is actually a really, really special day. Let me backtrack a couple days here. We, and by we I mean Liam had the idea to post an ad on Reddit asking if anyone from the Bellingham area wanted to be in our podcast.
Yeah.
We collectively, between two ads, we got 15 responses, and someone messaged us and we asked them for their social media so we can make sure they weren't a catfish, and it turns out they weren't, and we have our first ever guest today off the internet, Josie.
Hey,
Last
I'm not
name.
a catfish.
Yeah, we were glad to see that because there's some people who.
Yeah.
So obviously our question is, why did you respond to our ad?
I was spending a lot of time on Reddit.
That's first red flag, no.
Yeah. Looking for updates for the snow because
And we were the only post on it.
yeah, and so I saw your guys' posts and I was like, well, I guess I have no concern for my safety, just going to a stranger's house, and they're offering weed, and I like podcasts, so I'm in.
Are you a regular viewer of various podcasts?
Yes. I love listening to podcasts.
Do you listen to the Joe Rogan Experience?
I don't. I tend to listen to true crime, which makes it even weirder that
I
I
love true crime.
Yeah.
Chris Hansen, yeah.
Chris Hansen.
I thought you were gonna be Chris Hansen.
Yeah, we thought.
I genuinely.
Yeah, when Josie responded to the ad, she said, "Is it okay that I'm under 21?" And then we assumed that she was gonna be Chris Hansen.
Yeah. It was more like because of the weed.
Yeah.
That's what you said, right?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I know you guys are putting this up online, and I was like, well, are they gonna get in trouble?
Full
Are they
disclosure,
worried
all
about
of us
that?
here under 21.
Yeah, we're 21.
Yeah, for legal reasons, that's a joke. Though.
Oh yeah, we're
We're
all
21.
of age, yes.
Yeah, I'm actually 27, but I was just late.
I'm turning
Yeah.
30 next week.
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Next week.
Wow, good job guys, yeah.
No, I think that makes it even weirder that I responded to the ad.
So
that I listened to so many
I'm not
true
gonna
crime
lie,
podcasts.
I was weirded. I was like, wow. And here's the thing: we've had 4 people respond, and they're all they were all they're all yeah. So we saw your podcast and we're super interested, and we're like, why the fuck is
Yeah,
interested
dude,
in our podcast?
I know.
We were like, what is so if. All right, I don't know if this is. We don't mean to load a question on you, but was there anything about the podcast that made you want to come on? Just the fact that we get high, or is there any redeeming qualities of our podcast?
Yeah,
I don't
honestly,
think.
You
yeah.
can be honest. You
I
just
think-
say you wanted to smoke.
Well, I wanted to smoke was my number one priority.
Okay, honesty.
And I have no money, and so
Okay.
trading conversation for weed, and I don't know. I guess out of boredom, I forgot the question. So
That's fair.
The question was there is there anything when you were watching our podcast?
Okay.
Was there anything that was you're like, oh, this is really good? Because
I have to come on.
personally, we I don't know if we think it's all It's,
I think we've had our moments, but yeah, maybe the vlog was okay.
yeah. Did you see the vlog
I like
you
the
made?
vlog. The vlog was
Yes.
good, and the videos I listened to some other podcasts too that are a little chaotic, and like, and the people don't have topics, and there's no like structure to anything they're saying, and so I was like, well, this isn't something I'm not into, so like.
Hey. So you felt like you just wanted to be part of the experience?
Yeah.
You're from, I forgot.
It's called Milton. It's
Milton.
near Tacoma, Fife.
I know where it
area.
is.
Yeah.
You do?
Because
Trash.
Milton's my dad's name, and I know where
Hey.
it's at.
Oh, okay.
Milton United. It's cool.
And like, so what was? I guess I just want to like, did you always know you were gonna go Western, or was it more like when you went to a college visit, you're like, is it school? Or?
Thanks, Liam. But yeah, when I came here, it was like a big difference from where I usually lived, and like, is that the reason why it's like not amazing for you? Is because it's kind of like where you're
She
from?
didn't say it was amazing, but yeah.
It is. Well, I think I did.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, sorry,
It's good.
sorry. I'm an idiot.
It's
Pat
good.
has authority to slap me.
I do?
Yeah.
I do?
Cool.
No, Milton's kind of like tiny and boring, and so Bellingham's a huge step up from that, of like at least having like stores and places to go besides like
I do.
Safeway.
I love the stores.
I love the grocery store, and so.
What, is there not variety of grocery stores where you're from?
No, just one Safeway. It's
Really?
tragic.
That is tragic.
And so.
At least it's not a Walmart. Can you imagine if you only had one Walmart where you lived in your entire city?
Ooh.
Just one Walmart.
Oh my god.
I would.
I think
Yeah.
that's the case
That's
for
the
Bellingham.
yeah. That's
The
What?
case.
Winco,
Oh, he's
Hagen?
saying like one big
said
grocery
Walmart.
store,
You
but I
just
think
said
I think
Walmart.
No,
I
no,
think
no,
he means
like one-
only a Walmart.
Yeah, like one
Like,
grocery
that's what
store
you got.
in the entire thing.
It's
That's
not
what
even
you
a
got.
Target.
I think that's what we might be dealing with in the near future,
Oh,
like
this
when the
way.
apocalypse
Yeah.
hits, you know?
Okay.
Because I think everything, everything will be attacked, so they need to like downsize, but also
Just
upgrade.
a Walmart, right?
Yeah. So it'll be like it'll turn into stores where like only shoes are sold, and then there'll be one where like only like.
You already stated. I love it. Is there any like store or anything specific you like in Bellingham, like that you wouldn't get down in Milton?
It's like mostly
Like the
the
artsy
downtown,
stores?
like
Yeah,
the artsy
yeah.
stuff. 'cause
Sure,
None
sure.
of that is anywhere near.
Right.
In Milton, you got to go to Tacoma, so to see that,
Why
which
would
is
you want to go to
close.
Tacoma?
It stinks. It smells bad.
Yeah.
Tacoma aroma.
Mhm.
Isn't
Yummy.
that like I heard? Like we had a roommate from Tacoma. Shout out to Evan.
Shout out Evan.
Is it from like he said it's from eggs or some shit? Or
I think it's the low tides, and
oh fuck! It smells like eggs, right?
it smells like seaweed.
Ew. Okay. Yeah. Fuck that.
Wait, I thought it was because of the paper mills.
Could have been that too. We've got weird things there.
There's just fuck. Yeah, there's this pretty close to Spokane. There's this city where they like test or they make nuclear weapons or something. So it's like, don't go to Hanford or else your balls are gonna
See,
fall
I
off
never
or
heard of
Kids are
something.
gonna have two
Someone-
heads.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been to Ritzville and I was like, I want to get out of
He
here.
was very unimpressed.
I think I called. We had an old roommate, Marcus. He's not gonna watch this. But,
No, he might, Marcus. You know who
yeah,
you are.
and he's like. Anyway, I went to Ritzville and I was so like aggravated with the town. I had to call him. If you think the town with one Walmart is bad, imagine a town where like people actually like they want to work at McDonald's. Okay, like that's the only job they expect. They're like, $13.50 an hour. We're going, boys.
Fuck
Like,
yeah.
This is a career.
That's Ritzville, and I was.
Bro,
yeah.
there is nothing there, bro. Especially some of the Tri-Cities, bro. They're fucking terrible to be in.
It was right in a bank, and like I feel like the bank has never been used in like 10 years.
You feel like,
There were like bars on it. I was like, yeah, okay.
do you feel like that bank is like? You think the people in that city are people that just like stuff their money under their mattress and they just
Definitely.
pull it out?
They turn it in for gold and they bury it in their backyard.
They're like, we don't. You know there's like a group of people that like don't trust banks
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they just
farmers.
like.
That's what mom always said. She's like, never trust the farmer, dude. Because farmers are like really cheap. The ones I've dealt with, fuck 'em.
You
What?
dealt with farmers?
Yeah, all the time, man.
Daily basis.
Do tell.
Yeah, just on a daily basis. Like, that's where I get like the kielbasa in my fridge.
Oh, it's because you're on farmersonly.com.
Yeah. You know what?
That's all you see.
Fuck you, Xavier. You exposed me. No. But yeah, like, I just don't get how you could ever not want to leave those places, and why you aren't like making an effort to leave those places. Like you kind of, I don't want to
You just
compare
get
it to
ignorant.
It's a different
Milton.
mindset.
Right.
No, there is like a lot of people that are super happy just living there, and it's crazy like seeing those people because they just like you could see in their eyes that they're like super complacent where they
They're
are.
so proud
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
like brag about it. My dad, he lived in Milton his whole life, and he's never moved
And it's
out.
just like a one-horse
He's
town.
like he's down the street from his parents' house, like where he grew up.
Oh God.
And that's
Yeah.
just where he's lived forever.
Yeah,
and
if
he's
I
like,
lived-
I'm so proud. He's like, it's like his proudest
Yeah.
accomplishment.
Is that why he lives by his parents?
He's afraid to leave. I don't
What?
know, dude.
Crazy.
It's
Dude,
leaving
well,
the city.
isn't it
He
weird-
gets like conspiracies about it. He's just like, I don't
Wait,
want to go.
wait, we need to hear this. What
Yes.
conspiracies?
It's just normal stuff, you know, like
Well, like
Normal?
yeah, normal stuff, like just being afraid to leave the
Two
city.
towns
like
over.
he
Work
doesn't
at a
like
job
leaving.
or-
He doesn't
yeah.
like go. Well, he does, but he doesn't like going to it, and he complains about it. He's like, I just want to stay in here.
imagine putting your dad on a flight to France. Imagine if your dad if your dad woke up and he was in France. I wonder like
He'd
I
be
wouldn't-
so nervous, especially France. Like just
Yeah, and not
he's a
knowing the
simple
language,
man,
yeah.
and it's like
oh yeah, dude.
But isn't that with your parents? Like your dad has lived in Spokane and your grandparents live in Spokane, right?
Yeah, my dad.
You make it sound like a disappointment, but
Dude,
they're actually
it's
pretty-
fucking
they're pretty
Spokane
successful
is.
people, you know?
No, yeah, they're successful, but like when my dad graduated from high school,
Mm-hmm.
he left. He went to UW, and then he lived in DC for a while, and then he came back, and that's like. I just feel like that's disappointing. Like I don't want to go back to Spokane.
I
at
feel
all.
like
Yeah.
that's just a generational thing, though. Like now we don't want to go back to where our parents live. You know what I mean? Because like,
Because of
it's more like-
how much reach we have with the phones and like I don't know. We're
Yeah.
just really connected
yeah,
nowadays.
it's also like, I don't know. I just personally speaking, like I wouldn't want to go back to where my mom lived. You know what I mean? It's just too weird.
Fuck
but-
that, dude.
Yeah.
And you've seen it all, bro. Sometimes I would drive somewhere, and I would just like not remember driving there at all because it's like
That's not.
it's like ingrained
I
in
do
my
that,
in my
yeah.
head how to get there.
it's
And
like
just,
3 turns. It's like
Oh,
I could have my
yeah,
eyes
yeah, like
closed.
muscle memory.
Yeah, you're just like- or like when I get up and like school starts in like 10 minutes and I'm like still sleeping while I'm driving.
Oh Jesus Christ,
Dude, and it's
Story of
like-
my life.
Bro, and you just like you don't want to be in a situation where you just know everything about where you are.
Yeah.
It's nothing surprises you anymore. It's like where
Yeah.
the simplest things surprise you, which is sadder. It's like a new
It's like-
American Idol. It's
It's
like,
like, wow, they changed that sign at that grocery store.
oh, they're putting in a Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's like boomer talk. God. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know how Xavier deals with it, but fucking immigrant parents. And like, when you have boomers that are immigrants, it's like the worst fucking scenario ever. You know what I mean? Does your mom give you the whole talk where she's like,
My mom's pretty
Wait,
racist,
it-
dude.
Is your mom 55 plus? What?
I don't know, it's just a weird.
55 plus is boomers. That's what a boomer is.
Yeah,
Is-
so they're like,
It's more of a
Yeah.
mentality, dude. No, I'm sure the boom, like a technically a boomer, but we call boomers like anyone over 40, 45. I don't know.
That's
like-
fair.
they get a certain look too.
Yeah.
It's like,
30-year-olds?
it's very specific.
Nah.
With a pixie cut when you're like 40, you know what I mean?
Like my stepmom's a boomer, but she's 35. Like,
Yeah.
Ooh, that's bad.
When
That's
they have the
rough.
attitude, like, I want to talk to your manager, yeah. I mean,
oh god.
Yeah.
And she
Fucking
would.
Karen. Oh my god.
She's
Who's
a
Karen?
Yeah, Karen's just like it's like a Chad. Like Chad is like
Oh.
a douchebag guy.
Yeah.
Karen's like
Everyone's got a Karen in their life.
Yeah.
Karen, can I talk to your manager?
Like my dad's girlfriend. You met her, kind of.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, what was it? Like, if you don't.
No, I can say. I'll just
That's
bleep it
dope.
out, but.
Yeah. I mean, I only met her. I thought she was really nice, but like then.
You're
I saw
wrong.
her
Hey,
kids.
hey, you're wrong. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like yeah.
You see her like her little Nazi kids, dude. They're just all
Okay,
just.
her kids. I was like, I wanna not
Fucking-
fucking.
Yeah, dude.
I saw them shirtless.
Dude.
Like, I don't know. Again,
Oh my-
this is again like my
Yeah,
mom.
yeah.
Like she would never let me like shirtless on a couch. I don't know. That's just a weird thing. Like she'd be like, "Get off now, you." She's not for it. Like so. Yeah. When I saw them, they were like swimming, obviously at some stage, and they came back and they're just shirtless in their swimsuits on the couch. I was like, boy.
Yeah, no. One time I walked in the door, and the middle child, she's a girl. I was like, "Hi," and she was like, "Go away!"
Jesus. Yeah.
And that's what you get, I guess.
It's like ironic because it's technically your house. Do you want to hip hop?
Yeah,
Sorry.
It's like, isn't it technically your childhood house?
it literally is.
Yeah.
One time, okay,
So like,
dude, I'm gonna open up here. I don't know how,
Therapy.
bro. One time,
This is
she
family therapy.
she kicked me out, and she was like, "I'm gonna change the locks."
Jesus.
Oh, this is your
Yeah.
stepmom unofficially.
No,
Yeah, you see, I knew Kyle
No.
would get triggered when I said
No.
that. I know, I was...
no, that's a false statement. But yeah, she changed the locks, and she said that like she was gonna change the locks, and I couldn't get a key. But like on her license, the address wasn't on it, but on mine it was. So like if she like called the cops, that I shut up there.
I live here.
Yeah. It was
Here's my library card.
Yeah.
Like, you're right, let's arrest her. We're on the count.
Yeah, no, she was homeschooled, so that's why she's so weird.
Dude, I've never met like a normal person who was homeschooled, ever.
Me neither.
They always have like some quirk, and they could be the nicest people in the world.
Always, yeah, always.
They're always like, yeah. And they always make it their identity that they're homeschooled.
Working in retail or like at a restaurant or some
Anywhere
bullshit.
you have to be below someone as your job.
You realize when you're in the business of serving people, you realize how much of dickheads they are, or how fucked people
Yeah.
can be, how impatient.
Mm-hmm.
It makes for some great stories. One time, there was this like where I worked at a deli, and there's this person who always came in. This guy, he always ordered the same thing: a small Thai noodle and a little Italy sandwich.
You memorized it?
Oh, dude, every day. What's up, Dan? What can I get you? I know what he's gonna fucking order. Hey, I'll take a small Thai noodles and a little Italy, and I'll be back in 5, okay? One day, one of my coworkers was driving like to work, and she was like on the street where our work is, and this guy's walking on the sidewalk. He pulls out his dick and starts pissing on the sidewalk.
Jeez.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I want to get out of working retail as soon as possible. I just
sucks.
I mean,
what it made me
you
realize
technically
is-
work just a service job though, right?
but they're all the same, aren't they? They're not like you have to be
Cordial with people
not just
that.
cordial, but like you have to be like you have to put on a mask and just pretend you're not who you are.
Yeah.
Hey.
What's your customer service voice?
What can I get for
Oh,
you?
it's just like, hey, how's it going? I always say, how's it going? Which
Yeah.
is very, like, unlike me. I don't never say that, never. I just say, like,
You say,
hey,
what's up?
dick bag? Like, you know, like, I just don't say, how's it fucking going?
How's it fucking going?
Yeah, I don't, and, like, you know what's weird? It's like, if I ever try to change it up, I just become, like, who's that fucking guy? That's in all the stoner films. It's like really awkward.
Michael Cera.
Michael fucking Cera. Yeah, I become like I realize that like I'll say like hi, how are you? And it's like so unnatural. So I have to say the same thing every day, do the same fucking thing every day.
I worked at McDonald's in the drive-thru, and every time a car pulled up, I had to say, "Hi, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get started for you?"
Yeah.
And I hear that in my head sometimes.
It's
Like that
like,
was a
yeah.
year ago. Like a year and a half, and I still
you-
hear it.
Can you
Did you
imagine
also-
you're at
Yeah.
McDonald's and then you say that?
Yeah.
How much of a mind
think-
fuck that would
Oh
be?
my God.
I've actually
You're
thought
like, oh
about
my
that
God.
a lot.
I worked at McDonald's. I was a cashier.
Sucks.
Yeah.
They make you do everything though.
Oh
Where you-
yeah, I did
You
everything.
weren't just a
Oh
cashier.
my god.
Made the food. You had to do everything. Clean the
Sometimes.
bathroom.
Wait, did you ever work on the grills?
Yeah, I hated them.
You
I
know-
always burned myself
You know,
every
you know
time.
that thing that you use to push?
Yeah, gross.
Sometimes when I would be like really high at work, I'd be a little sloppy. And I would be a little sloppy, and I'd be like this, and my hand would slip, and I would just
I've
burn
done
like
that.
this part of my hand.
I'm
And
having very vivid memories of
Yeah.
that. Like, the side of my arm would hit like that little bump in the grill at the side.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, they treat you like slaves, except they pay you.
Oh, dude, they pay you minimum wage.
They pay
Dude,
you the least they
And
possibly
they
could
and
without.
then they act so pissed off. They're like, Patrick, take your 30.
I'm like, I'm throwing up. Can I not come into work today? They're like, well, do you think you could anyways? It's
Team
like,
player, yeah.
How would you describe yourself in a team? Even though everyone fucking hates their job there.
I feel like I can't wait to just get a grad. Like, I don't know how you guys feel, but like, I just can't wait to graduate and get a fucking job, hopefully. And just, yeah, not be treated like shit inherently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
that's always nice, you know?
the worst part's gonna be when like you're this close to graduating and you're still answering to some guy who's like retarded.
God.
Think about that, bro. That's gonna suck.
Luckily, like my coworkers are pretty fucking chill, but I definitely work jobs where like you just want to like snap at a coworker or something, or like your boss that like.
Or stab
What
someone.
what I just don't understand is people that are like, you know, essentially like team leads or like they're like shift managers or whatever would be like, and they use like that's their life, and it's just like their life is to be a professional asshole because they get treated shit by customers, and they get treated like shit by, you know, employees because they have, you know, shitty rules and stuff. You know what I mean? And that, you know, the employees aren't gonna fucking take their shit forever. You know.
Liam, in 10 years, I'm probably gonna be working for you. So.
Never, dude.
My dad.
I mean, you can treat him like shit.
I used to tell my dad, I'm like, Dad, that kid is so weird. You see that guy? And he's like, be careful, Pat. You're probably gonna be working for him when you're older.
He had such high hopes for you.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh wait, did we share the link to the Saturo interview with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, on that podcast, we asked everyone in the podcast if there's one place you could live, where would it be?
Italy.
Italy?
Yeah.
What part of Italy?
Oh shit.
Or Italia in general?
Like northern or southern? Or?
Southern Naples. I went there this last summer with my friend. We saved up for like a senior trip, and it was so cool.
Really?
Mhm.
That's dope. How'd you pay for that?
Working for a long time.
Holy
It
fuck.
was like $3,000.
That must have been really redeeming.
Yeah, it was so cool. And we lived in an apartment there for like 2.5 weeks.
Hostage, yeah?
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Pat. Aren't you going to?
And all
Yeah.
I want is to go back.
Yeah,
I just-
that's legit.
Yeah, I'm going to France this summer with for a program through school. Oh, speaking of traveling over borders, a couple weeks ago, Liam and I went to Vancouver,
Oh my
tested out the nightlife there.
Do you have the footage still from that? Did we take any footage?
No,
Oh.
we didn't even bring,
It's pretty
which
good
is
then.
good, which is very good.
Very.
Something that happened that was crazy was we were waiting outside this club, and then we were waiting for so long, the line wasn't moving.
Yeah.
And so we went to the front and we're like, hey man, what do we have to do to get in right now? And he's like, alright, if you give me 10 extra for all of you, and then you have to pay the 20 to get in. We're like,
So it's like 30
Okay.
person Canadian.
yeah, and I had a 10 Canadian on me. So we go across the street to this ATM.
God,
We go across the street to the ATM, and yeah, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit here. Earlier we were walking, and I was a little fucked. We were all very fucked up, and there was this homeless guy on crutches, and he was just screaming at us.
Yeah, he was just screaming.
Yeah,
like,
so naturally, like I just screamed at him.
Naturally,
So-
yeah.
Yeah,
As
he
a
just
response,
came back, he's like-
you're trying to speak his language.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
and then Pat was like, just like,
Yeah,
really,
like-
like screaming at the top of his lungs.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
think he made him like it's
Pissed
kinda
off.
like
I
that.
pissed him off.
He got
No,
competitive.
That was a sense of a real pride moment. Where
Yeah.
Two animals are trying
Yeah,
to do the game.
and I'm drunk, dude.
Yeah.
and, like this part of my brain isn't working,
Two
so I'm
real
just
people.
Yeah, it's like
A
two
literal
alpha
animal.
males.
Two alpha males, yeah.
yeah,
And
with that.
Pat came out on top.
Yeah, dude. So back forward. We're at the ATM. I'm getting another 20, and all of a sudden I see this guy crutching over, and he's like, and I have the 20 in my hand, and he comes up to me, and there's 1, 2, 3 people with me, and he's like, "Give it, give it."
Yeah,
And
and then
I'm-
he realizes he's outnumbered.
Yeah, and he
The four
just
of us
goes
are like-
away.
And then we're like, dude, he tried to rob you, Pat. Like, that was the best part. And then, yeah, it was just like, it was so surreal because, like, have you ever been robbed before at all?
Kind of. One.
I love. Okay, we need to hear this.
All right. I'll set the scene. Middle of August, 2018. My friends and I are in Port Angeles, Washington. We go up to this guy and we're like, "Hey man, can you go to the dispo for us?" Because this guy's like, in his 40s or something. He's like, "Yeah, for sure." He's like, "All right, can I get in your car?" We're like, "Yeah." So we're going down this alley like to get onto the main street so we can go to the dispo. And he's like, "Wait, stop." And he rolls down his window and there's a person in the car next to our car, and he's like, "Hey, meet me at the dispo." And we're like, "All right."
Okay.
We're like, "All right, whatever." So we get to the dispo, and we're like, "All right, we're gonna wait in the front." He's like, "Oh man, there's cameras, so can you like wait around the corner?" And we're like, "Okay." And then he's taking forever. So then my friend gets out of the car and he goes around the corner and the guy comes out. He's like, "Man, I can't get it. They said like because because they saw you with me, I can't get it." And I'm like, "No, it's fine. Yes, you can." He's like, "All right, man, I'll try." And then he like is like waiting outside and we're waiting for him like back in our car. And then this car comes up really fast to the curb and he tries to get in. And then my friend's like, "Hey, help! That guy stole our money. He has our $60." And this dude that looks like Juice WRLD, this black dude,
Nice.
he's like, "That guy owes me $300." So he runs to the car, dude. And he rips open the door and he grabs this guy. And the guy shakes him off and they just drive away. So, long story short, we lost our $60. But
So you did get robbed.
But yeah.
You didn't kind of get robbed. You got fucking robbed.
Yeah.
That's all the way around.
Yeah. And then long story short, the Juice WRLD guy sold us some weed and we got high as fuck.
So he still got you some weed?
Yeah, he sold us
That's some
some.
fucking commitment.
Yeah, it was
dude.
cool. It was the best day ever. It was. I learned a lot, but you can't. I'm sorry if this is crude, but you can't trust a tweaker.
Yeah, I don't know why you would. Yeah.
I don't know why I did either.
Yeah, and like I
This is
think
real therapy right here.
the whole thing was like we went to a club and we were like the only like everyone was Brazilian or like
Mexican or something. It was like
Everyone was,
Hispanic
like,
night or something, right?
Yeah, it was Latin. I think it was literally Brazilian or Latin American.
Yeah,
or something.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, and just we had a blast. We had like fun. Our friend, I don't know what he spent like at least $100 on.
Yeah,
And
dude.
it eventually became like he didn't have any money on his card, so he's like, "Hey, can I use your card and pay you back tomorrow?"
Yeah.
And so he spent like $60 on my card. He eventually paid me back, but oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude. We got to the club and the alcohol that we had was in the car.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
then we were paying like $9 per 2 shots.
Mhm.
And it was just like, I eventually bought. I don't even know, dude. I feel like when you're at the club, the money just comes out of your pockets and it just like goes
Yeah,
to the
you have-
people.
No questions asked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
You're
like
just like, here you go.
you're just like, wait, I want that. Yeah. Yeah, it was, I lost my favorite sweatshirt at the club,
Oh, yeah,
so that
California Republic
fucking
one, yeah.
sucks, dude.
Robbed again.
What happened was I hit it originally, and then I went to go get it, and because I thought we were gonna leave. Turns out we didn't leave. I was dancing with some people, and so I set it on the floor next to me, and then I was dancing for what seemed like a few minutes, but I think it was a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And I looked by me, and I may have like moved like 50 feet in the other direction. I have no idea, but I like searched all over for the club and I couldn't find it. And that's like I wear that every single day.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
It's like my shit, dude.
Putting it on the
alright.
floor of the club.
Now we're even,
Throwing it
'cause,
away.
I don't know if
It
you ever-
really is.
I don't know if you ever watched one of our last podcasts. Basically, I had this I don't even know what color you call it, like almost like beige kind of.
Sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
And this fucker Justin gives me 3 fucking
dabs out of a rig.
Yeah, and he's like, keep on going. And eventually, like, I threw up on my bed and threw up all over the sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And I'm really mad at Justin at this stage. I'm like telling him, like, Justin's like, he's sitting on my bed. He's like, dude, I'm with you, man. And I'm like, fuck off. And I'm telling him, like, get out of my house. And he's like, yeah, but we have to put your stuff away.
He brings the Oreos into your room.